91.5 FM WUML Lowell. A little live music from Kenny Brothers Band right here on Almost Acoustic on WUML Lowell. That sounded really, really nice. And we got the guys right here. But pushing a little closer to the mics there, if you could, we'll talk to the folks here, and then we'll get a little bit more off the record, and then we'll get a little bit more live music. So, welcome to WUML here in Lowell, fellas. We got the Kenny Brothers Band, 3 brothers actually, in studio. Which one of you guys is the? Because I've met you all, and I read your names on the air, but I can't tell exactly which one is the oldest, the youngest, or the middle. So why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves to the folks out there in radio land. Moving from left to right on our radio dial.
I'm Taylor. I'm the middle brother. I'm 26.
And it's I just made the worst mistake in all of broadcasting, which is you never put the drummer on mic. And of course,
Especially the first
one I go to. It's absolutely beautiful stuff. And of course, on bass on that track right there.
My name's Bill Kenny. I'm the oldest.
The eldest. And then that would leave you.
Yep, I'm Joey Kenny, and I am the youngest of the 3.
Absolutely. And you guys are, it's not just the namesake, this is not branding, you guys are fraternal brothers here. And so I would say, how long has the band been together, but I guess that would be, how old's the youngest member kind of thing. You guys been playing music together your whole lives?
Pretty much. I mean,
I think we 10 years or so. Yeah, we've been playing since, I was in high school, so these guys were much younger, but within the last 3 years we've actually started, we came together, we were all kind of different places and all came back and started up.
And it's very interesting because you guys have I'm on your website, and all your influences are basically all the stuff that I played on this show. The roots music, the jam stuff, the Little Feat, the Dead, the band, all that stuff. So was this the style of music you guys were all into, or have you guys had different sort of musical journeys that sort of brought you to this place where doing the Kenny Brothers Band seemed like the natural thing?
Well, I feel like growing up we listened to all that stuff like when we were in the same house. We kind of grew up on the Grateful Dead, the band, that sort of thing, and then we kind of went separate ways a little bit. We branched out and listened to a lot of different music. We used to play jazz fusion stuff like John Scofield, and then we kind of figured ourselves out and then ended up kind of where our roots are, kind of
coming back maybe sort of into the comfort zone of writing, because you guys this is on the record, is it all 100% original material on the Walk in the Woods record?
Yeah.
Yep.
And what's the writing process like for the Kenny Brothers Band? Because one of 4 brothers here, I know it can get anything done, let alone sort of creating music and putting it out there. So what's the writing process like for you guys?
Well, it's funny because a lot of people say that. They're like, how do you guys get along? But I mean, for the writing process, usually for this album at least, is probably over the past 2 years I wrote a bunch of songs, and I pretty much either brought them to practice, and I kind of had this whole idea that what they're gonna sound like, but at the same time not really knowing. And then so I bring it to these guys, and then we kind of shift around feels, shift around vibes, what is this song going for, etc. And then after hacking it out for however long it takes, we come up with something that we all agree on, and then there's the tune.
Absolutely. And of course, Walk in the Woods, is this the first record for you guys as a band, or?
Our first full-length album.
Yeah.
We've done a few shorter 5-song EPs. But this we're all right, we're gonna do it right, go to the studio
and make a statement. And it's a very beautiful record. I love the whole jacket, all the photos, the inlay, and I love, as you can see, I'm super old school here. I get piles and piles of things that I treasure around me.
Yeah.
There's something about as a band when you sort of feel like you have that collection of material that is an album, and it's a statement, and you want to make it and put it out there. So What was the process of making the Walk in the Woods record like? You guys recorded it up there in New Hampshire, right?
Yeah. Well, I think, I don't know if Joe wants to talk about it because he wrote most of the songs, but we did have the idea of like, we want an album that all the songs are kind of connected and like, yeah, actually make a real album as opposed to just individual songs kind of have a underlying theme.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the whole idea of Walk in the Woods, I wrote this song when I was actually rock climbing in Arizona like 3 years ago, I think. And I was out pretty much in the woods for like 3 months with a group of people, but it kind of inspired me to write all this music, and that was kind of like the birth of like Walk in the Woods.
Right.
So from there we kind of just branched off on that idea of like being out in the woods is somewhat like therapeutic.
Oh, yeah.
And like the 9-to-5 routine jobs. I don't think we're all in 9-to-5 jobs right now. We all aren't really that happy with that.
The more 9-to-5 you do, the more you realize Robert Frost was right on when he said the woods are lovely.
Really?
Delicate indeed. You know what I mean? It kind of makes you, thirst for that sense of adventure a little bit more.
Right, exactly. And so, I mean, we all grew up in the outdoors. So I think that central theme when we put this album together was like, this is a good statement that doing what everybody else is doing isn't exactly the right thing.
Absolutely. And we're going to jump into another cut off the record right here. We're going to jump into one called Vampire, which it got a very evocative title. Any setup you want to give us for this track before we jump into it?
No.
Here it is. Vampire off Walk in the Woods. Kenny Brothers Band is in studio. We're going to get some more live music from them in just a few moments. It's almost acoustic, WUML Lowell.
I should have said something.
Very nice. Did I clip the right track?
Yeah.
Cool. It is live radio. Cool.
I was gonna say something, but I didn't want to like say something like deep and in depth, so I was just like,
Sometimes nothing is less is more, you know?
yeah.